Welcome to the forward-focused FlashCast. These are bite-sized episodes on becoming an effective, well-rounded leader with quick tips that you can implement right away. In today's FlashCast, we're talking about maximizing your week. In other words, what can we focus on to get the most out of this week right now? So I have the pleasure of coaching leaders from around the United States. And one of the things that consistently comes up is focusing on the right activities to hit goals, right? And if you've heard something similar in a previous FlashCast or an episode, this will be different content. I'm going to reference some themes. However, we're going to go a lot deeper in today's FlashCast on what we can implement to really win our week. And so here's what I want us to think about. If we have a big goal, right, as an organization or as a company, it can sometimes feel incredibly overwhelming to think about, what do I do first to hit that goal? And here's the first thing that you want to think about. Ask yourself, ask your team, what is a win for this goal? What's a win? How do we know that we've won this opportunity? So I'll give you an example as we walk through how you win, right? The first is, let's say you have 2 weeks to plan an event. It's kind of a last minute thing. I think one of the things that organizations and leaders have seen with COVID-19 and the pandemic is that we need to be more malleable and flexible than ever in our current environments. And so let's say you have 2 weeks to plan an event and your goal is, how many people do you want to get there, right? Is it a digital event? Is it in person with social distancing? Is it something that you're going to do concurrently, both virtually and in person? In our organization, we decided to throw an event 2 weeks before it was going live, and we wanted to do it in person, socially distanced, as well as virtually. So we first said, if 150 people register, that's a win, right? So that was a clear goal that the entire team can get behind. So that's the first lesson. Well, then we said, okay, what needs to happen in week one for us to move towards that 150 attendance goal, right? Well, the first thing would be, okay, by the end of this week, we want to have 100 people registered, and we chunk that down to 20 people per day. Now, the team that I run, I have the pleasure of being in partnership with 7 key people that are on the leadership team in our firm. So if you have 7 people that need to drive 20 registrations, that's about 2.5 registrations per person a day, right? So everybody now has a clear understanding of, this week, I need to help drive 2.5 registrations towards the goal. And that's how we win. The other thing that you want to think about is, do we have all the resources and tools to support the goal? So in this example, I needed to make sure we had the right technology, the right parts, the right computers, the right hookups. So we needed to actually employ somebody to go to the site, because it's an offsite location where the physical enhancement is. And we had to make sure we had all the tools we needed to actually operate and deliver this physically, as well as, of course, digitally. The other piece with it is driving excitement, right? So what is the marketing department going to do to drive conversation for this event? How can we get chatter on social media? What emails need to go out? Do we need to create a flyer? Who's in charge of the Zoom link? Then we start getting into the vendors and the sponsors and the donations to make it happen. So each person, in addition to the 2.5 people that they need to recruit towards the event, had one other thing to focus on, whether that one thing was technology and it working, whether it was securing donations, whether it was oversight of the flyer and the marketing piece. My point is that you want to get super granular on what each person is responsible for, in addition to the overarching goal, which is 150 people to the event. So now we're in week 2. Literally, this is in real time. We're in week 2 of this event happening, right? We have 50 people left that we need to drive towards the goal. So maybe we need to introduce a competition or a drawing for a free ticket. But in addition to that, you want to say, okay, if I have 7 people driving 50 more registrations, it's no longer 2.5 per person, right? It actually drops more like to 1.5 or even 1. So again, the goal is, every single day as you leave work, did I help drive 1 to 1.5 registrations towards the event? So as a leader, if I'm sitting down with my team, I'm getting super clear on what the goal is. And I'm asking the follower, I'm asking the team, are you clear on what needs to happen? Do you feel that you have all the tools and resources necessary to win? Knowing what the goal is, knowing where we are today, we have a gap. Could be small, could be large. Based on that gap, what are the actions we're going to take? What's action 1? What's action 2? What's action 3, right? And then the final question you ask is, how can I help as your leader? Is there anything else that I can do to make your job easier, to make it clearer? Is there a call I can make? Or is there a resource that you don't have that would make your life easier? One final note on this, especially if you're driving towards a goal. If you think about your week from Monday to Friday, Mondays, you're revisiting the goal, you're talking about the goal, and you're reminding the team. And each day, you're having a check-in. But Thursday is the next time I recommend you sit down and get super deep into the goal again. And if we're off goal, or if we have things that haven't happened through the week that need to happen, guess what? Each person gets assigned one aspect or one thing to complete by Friday at 3 o'clock. See, it gives clarity to the team on what they must do to still get toward goal before the end of the week. Instead of waiting till Friday at 5 and you as the leader are frustrated because you're still at work, maybe your staff is taken off for the weekend and you haven't even hit goal. Avoid that future pain by having clear conversations through the week and that check-in meeting on Thursday. By implementing this system of being super clear on the goal and having the Thursday check-ins before the end of the week, your team is going to absolutely crush its goals quicker. It's going to stay on track and feel like there's a higher level of communication. And most excitedly, you're going to be leaving work on time, right? You're not going to be working into the weekends or into the late evenings trying to catch up on deadlines, because in Thursday, you've gained clarity on what needs to be done on Friday to keep you on track. So if you found value in today's content, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss a lesson to be the leader that you deserve to be. And until next time, lead on.